Shalom, shalom Israel. First and foremost, we'd like to give our praises and glory to Yahweh Bashim El-Shai, Bashim El-Kodash. To be honest to the elders, the apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to your brothers in the highways and the byways, preaching, teaching this word in sincerity and in truth. This is your brother Shapal from the James Maker camp. Doing a walk and talk. It's night now, just get off of the work, take some fresh air, just walking and decided to do a lesson on these jam decks. Jam decks, no cash, no problem, and he's saying that it is not the m.o.t.b, and we have a code, we have said these things in code. First, just slack here if the environment get a little bit loudy. It's we're on the streets, we're out there in the elements, so slack here, but nevertheless, we have to do this lesson when the iron is at, strike the iron while it's at. So the thing I want to bring across is that first and foremost, man, Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shai is the Son of the Heavenly Father. Right? We are the biblical Israelite where the scripture speak of. The so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Right? We are the biblical Israelite where the scripture speak of. Right? And the thing is, the reason why all of this is happening, right? The reason why all of this is happening is because of the promise that the Lord had set for his children, man. You Israelites, right? You Hebrew Israelites, man. You so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native American Indians. You are the children of Israel, man. Right? You are a chosen people of the Yahweh Bashim El-Shai, right? And you were set up to be rulers of the nation. Now, the thing with that is, and a lot of people don't believe Bible prophecy, but everything where the scripture speak of is happening. Even this, CBDC, which is Central Bank Digital Currency, we're going to show you that it is indeed the m.o.t.b where the scripture speak of in Revelation 13 verse 16 and down, But this is the thing, man. We were set up to be kings and princes of the earth, alright, and gain rulership and dominion. Now, this is where it comes in. As I said, people don't believe in Bible prophecies, but we're living in them right now. Esau, Edom, which is a so-called white man, right, wanting to retrieve the blessing because Jacob got the blessing, man, right? Jacob supplanted Esau and retrieved the blessing, right? That enmity is still there from then until now, right? So the children of Esau and the children of Jacob, right, it's still here today, whether people want to believe it or not. This is not social media, this is not a soap opera, this is reality, this is spiritual wisdom, man, right? People have strayed from the spiritual path, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, because Esau, Edom has poisoned the world mind into thinking outside of madness, not knowing who they are, See, but we come to tell you that, look, what Esau, Edom is trying to do now is to retrieve that blessing, right, by implanting microchips, right, in people's hand or them brain for basically gain ultimate control, right? And people might say, oh, that's madness, some sci-fi bullshit or whatever, all right? Every country in the world is going digital. China, look at China, look at Sweden. These countries have reached so far, right? Wherein them have a thing now called social credit score. That is what is coming to Jamaica, man. See? Wherein your devices, for now, right? Your devices are gonna be your tracking. Are gonna be the thing where them use, even though they've been using it to track you, but you are going to be controlled, quantified, trapped, right, into a imprisonment, which you're gonna be, like a slave all over again, and it's gonna be worse than what we face in hardcore slavery. all of these things, your information, everything. The world is now, everybody in the world right now, every government, heads of government right now is given mandates, right, to what? For a digital identification. That's why out here in Jamaica people have the NIDS. In other countries it's called something different, man. Right, but it's the same agenda. Right, that's going to be your identification in the digital world where these people are bring. Look up the Internet of Things. All of these things, man. You know, it's no longer conspiracy theory or all of these madness for people always try to bring across when they bring something that they don't understand. You know? See? So that is the whole plan. Our foundation will just lay out for you. What is happening? Esau Edom, man, is trying to get rid of Israelites, right? So that he himself can formulate in his own way the blessing that was meant for us, which is ultimate rulership, right? The next superpower on the face of the earth. It's not going to be Russia, China, you know what I mean, nor America, right? Nor NATO or whoever them claim it to be. It is going to be you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native American Indians, the Hebrew Israelites, man. You know what I mean? Through the power and spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, right? And this is where Esau's big plan is laid out now. Let's stop rambling on and on. Let me just show you. Alright, so first it's a Jamdex. No cash, no problem. Not the mark or the m.o.t.b. You know, we have to code it up because you know, a lot of our videos get strike. I want the information to go out. So m.o.t.b, you know what that is. Alright. Alright, so BOJ allies fear of Jamdex being tied to m.o.t.b. Right? So the Bank of Jamaica BOJ is advising that its central bank digital currency CBDC is called Jamdex is not tied to biblical reference of the m.o.t.b in any way. So you lie these men are, man. Alright, now we are going to look upon the m.o.t.b in the book of Revelation 13 that I have in front of me. Alright, and verse 16, right? Revelation 13 verse 16. And he caused it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. Right? It says it's rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. Now, check it. He's saying that it's no way connected. Right? What will the CBDC, right, be able to do? Right? What will the Internet of Things be able to do? That's the question. And let me show you what the scripture says ever happened. Right? Now, what it will be able to do is that you will be in a digital database, all of your information. That's why on the NIDS ID now, whatever I try to bring out, you're gonna have your biometric, all your biometrics information. You have your DNA on your ID, that is digital ID, retinal scan, your palm print, your foot, the back of your hand, the veins in your back of your hand, palm, fingertips, you know what I mean? Every single information about the body, right? That is your genetic makeup, right? Is gonna be on that chip because you're gonna be unique. It is unique to everyone. Now, that is gonna be your ticket to the digital, or your identity to the digital world, which they're now creating. Now, you cannot go around that system, right? It's run off of the blockchain, right? Blockchain technology, man. That's madness, right? See? Now, the central bank digital currency, this is where it comes in. This is also going to be a digital wallet, right? See? This is going to determine this all. Paper money and all of these things are go out. It will be a thing of the past. See, and I'm using a lot of these pandemics and certain things, you know, for show you how unstable currency is. Even the current war and all of these things that's going on is to prove, right, how unstable currency is and what can happen. They're shifting the society, right? And that's the reason why all of these things are planned, the wars and everything. Anyway, the CBDC, right, it is currency that is trackable, traceable, and controlled, right? That means one can dictate where you spend it, how you spend it, right? And even if you can spend it or not, that's the control that they're gonna have over you, right? They can put a stop on your money, right? If you do not want to go the way of the state, it is controllable. And need I remind you, every single man, woman, girl, and boy supposed to have a digital identity. See, Andrew Holness said that in a countless press conference. Every single man, woman, and boy is supposed to have a bank account. He also states that, right, in his countless meetings, man, and press conference. He said that, right? Now, having said that, let's read back Revelation 13 and 16. I'll show you where not only is it tied to biblical references, right, but it is what the scripture speak of, not the CBDC, but the RFID microchip, right? That's what he's speaking about in Revelation. Because ultimately, that are the thing. Because your phone can last, another type of technology can be misplaced. But when something is inserted inside of you, that's the ultimate. And that's the end goal of what they want to accomplish. See? So he calls it all, both small and great. Now, that's why we say, Andrew Holness have come out and say what? Everybody, from the old to the young, supposed to have the ID. Everybody from the old to the young supposed to have a bank account. Everybody's supposed to be on the grid, right? Your food, you're going to be rationed. Everything is going to be dictated what to give to you. And guess what? If you not have this, you cannot access society. You will be shut out from food, water, every single thing. You will be cut off from society, man. See? Let's read that again. Revelation 16 and 14. Revelation 13 and 16. And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, right? That no man might buy or sell save he that hath the mark or the name of the beast and the number of his name. He said no man might buy or sell. No man might buy or sell. See me? Save he that hath the mark. Society is going digital, man. You cannot survive unless your how Bashimi Amsha is with you, right? Otherwise, you'll be out there in the cold, because if you don't have all of these things, what them are put in place to connect you to the grid, right? For you to continue your life and do business in that particular way, then you are going to be shut out. You're considered an enemy of the state. Now let's look up the word mark in Revelation 13 and verse 16. And let's go back to the root word charagma, which means a stamp. He said, same from, this is a stamp or a badge of servitude, right? It says a stamp or a badge of servitude, man. See, the charagma. It says, go back to the Greek word charagma, the mark that's in Revelation, a stamp or a badge of servitude. That's representative of the RFID microchip, which is going to be placed into you, right? Right. When we look at the word charagma, root word, go back to charax, which means a peel or stake, palisados, right? A peel or stake, something sharp. Now John was given this vision on the island of Patmos, right? To give to the children of Israel, right? To be written down and give to the children of Israel, right? And this is what he's seen, and he's given a description. And these are the words when I break it down. That's why the Lord give us the understanding to decode the scriptures, man. When we break down the word, go back to Karax, as we said, which mean, you know what I mean, a sharp instrument in a peel or stick, right, which is the syringe needle that I'm going to use to put that chip into your hand, right? You go by the root, you go into the root red Karax, you get grapho. Grapho now means written information or information written down, right, which is all of your biometrics information about you, right, your banking information, everything, written information. These three meaning for the word mark describe the RFID microchip, right? Be wise, people, open your eyes, man. See, let's go into the article, further into the article, just to solidify these points, all right? So it's the issue came up during Jamaica Observer Business webinar, right, recently, which looked at the CBDC. It was noted that banks can choose what technology customers can use doing transaction with Jamdex, and that is just for now, man. Right? Once the central bank issued Jamdex to a wallet provider, right, it is for them, right, to innovate payment instrument. It can be a wallet, your smartphone. It can be a little chip somewhere, right? Are you hearing this? It say it can be a little chip somewhere. I wonder where. You know, you see these people, man, them beat around the bush with your people, man, with vague things, man. They never come straight, you know. But eventually, man, everything what them say, you know, it eventually come to life, right? It can be your fingertip, all depends. Griffiths explained. He noted that innovation and technology is not to be feared. Highlight that the process is entirely above board, right? However, he referenced that the payment instrument being a little chip somewhere prompted question about Jamaican culture being wary of anything that they can perceive to be the m.o.t.b written in Revelation, or just read, right? Panton, the introduction of CBDC requires a cultural shift and a cultural change. It takes a little time, whatever that is. So it's a BOJ. However, the BOJ has debunked those claims, highlighting that no one is being forced to use Jamdex, and that Jamdex will complement and operate alongside other payments, right? Other payment option like cash and the use of debit and credit, right? And that, as I said, man, that is for now until everything is mandatory. And that's the thing, you know what I mean? You're lowered into a trap, right? You're being coerced, right? And being programmed into a trap wherein once them start to close in, and that's it, you know? Cash is going to be taking its time out, because if you look what happened right now, inflation, man, is beating every country. The dollar, or your paper money, your fiat currency, right, is going down. It's getting destroyed deliberately to bring this in. So when them say it's going to be used alongside cash, as to say that, you know, this is what this is going to be forever or whatever. No, that's not true. All right. We get some scriptures before we go any further. All right. So next scripture I want to get, man, is next scripture that we want to get is Isaiah 29. And this scripture show you that, look, if you think that these men, your leaders, have your interests at heart, then you must be wrong. Something must be wrong with your brain. Right? Let's get it. Just a minute. Alright. Alright. Okay. So this is alright. Alright, so this is Isaiah 28 verse 14. It says, "Wherefore hear the words of the Lord, ye scornful men that rule my people in Jerusalem." And remember that Jerusalem is a place before it become before it become a place. I mean, wherever all people dwell, that's Jerusalem. Because he have said, we have made a covenant with death, and with hell are we at agreement. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us. For we have made lies our refuge, and on the falsehood have we hid ourselves. Right? So the scripture said, we have made a covenant with death and hell. Right? That's Esau, Edom, and the only person that represents death and hell. Recently there was a shooting, I believe it was in Boston. I don't remember very well. It was a shooting where you have this racist white dude going around, killing poor people. Alright, and this comedian, I think it was Lamar Holden, I don't remember his name very well, came out and said, look, that man represents destruction, and everywhere him go, he came out and said, I think the apostles did Pastor Gabar did a lesson on it, and he stated that, look, this man, he's cruel, man. This man represents death and hell. Look all of the issues that are happening in the world, and you see, we speak about Hiroshima, Nagasaki, all of these things, man. Dropping an atomic bomb. This man is death and hell. He's speaking about Esau, Edom. So when you make a covenant with them, all that is in Andrew's mind is that he is going to be safe when the wrath of the Lord is being poured out for the judgment, because we know we live in a time of the Lord judgment, See? So all that is in Andrew's mind is that yes, he is going to be saved now, man. Nope. Hell no, man. Right? Let me get verse 18 just to get the point. He said, and your covenant with death and hell shall be disannulled, and your agreement, your covenant with death shall be disannulled, and your agreement with hell shall not stand. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, right, then ye shall be trodden down by it. See? So, the agreement where you make on Jonas, trust me, you're going to pay for everything what you have done, man, to the people. Right? Right? It's a Division Chief of Financial Market Infrastructure Division at the BOJ, Dr. Novelet Panton, said this is one of the cultural issues that which will only change over time. Alright? That is just something that we have to overcome, and not only Jamaicans that's going through that. Right? The introduction of the CBDC requires a cultural shift, change. It takes a little time to come on board, so we don't fool ourselves to say it's going to happen overnight. Right? It's education and prompting that we've been doing, which will affect that change, said Panther. That's how we said earlier, man. Them now go just get everybody, and basically they're telling us straight. Them now go just get everybody to say, all right, we're going to move to a digital currency. And everything that is tied to the dollar is going to get knocked. No, it's gradualism and gradually taking time to shift. He's a director of payment system and policy of the department at the BOJ. Mario Griffiths agreed, pointing out that it will take a strong public education campaign to help the masses in understanding about how Jamdex works. It will take time. It's a gradual shift and understanding what Jamdex is. Certainly we see a lot of cash transaction happening. It's happening in the remittance area, government payment, transaction and bill payments. Griffiths stated. Griffiths, it can be a wallet or a smart watch, and it can be a little chip somewhere. It can even be your fingerprint. It all depends. See, in China, and this is the thing, man, do some research for yourselves, man, and look out China social credit score. People who disobey are barred from society. Them take away points out, or them give you points if you know what I mean. But if you walk across the road, jaywalk, you know what I mean, you've been your picture, because remember now them have your information is being posted in public, you know what I mean, and you'll be embarrassed or publicly humiliated, you know what I mean. You'll be publicly humiliated for a lot of things, and you will also be blacklisted, you know what I mean. So that's ultimate control, man. That's too much control over one's life, That's ultimate control. Only one person is supposed to control it that way, man. That's the Heavenly Father. And that's the reason why Andrew is giving the Lord's people into the hands of the wicked, deceiving them, man. Alright, so we just let's just continue. Alright, so it said really it's innovative. Let's see. It said China, for example, while it provides a quick response, QR codes can display this barcode or mobile wallet in stores, and the merchant will scan it to complete transaction. Alright, it's really for the innovation, and wallets are providers to bring that innovation that can create that wave and demand by consumers, and having the acquisition of the small merchants, right, on board. And once we build the ecosystem and persons start to recognize that it works, then there will be gradual shift to Jamdex. We continue. In the meantime, BOJ has indicated that only wallet providers will have access to consumers' information and be able to see transaction. The central banks further disclose that wallets provider will ensure that consumer data is protected and kept private, right? And so when conducting transaction using CBDC, customers' identity is not recorded. The system only records value of transaction authenticating purposes, and that is a lie also. Saying that is a bald-faced lie, right? It's a good article with a lot of information, but ones need to know what them are read or how to filter this thing in reality, or show the scriptures, man. Let's get 2 more scripture, then we can close off, because it's a bit long. This is Jeremiah 5 and verse. Let me see, Jeremiah 5 and verse 26. It says, "For among my people are found wicked men; they lay wait as he that setteth a snare. They set trap; they catch men. As a cage is full of birds, so are their houses full of deceit. They are become great and waxing rich; they are waxing fat; they shine; yea, they overpass the deed of the wicked." Right? They overpass the deed of the wicked. Right? Who is the wicked? Esau, Edom, and the so-called white man. The scripture tells you in Malachi. Right? that they are the border of wickedness. Right? He said they judge not the cause of the fatherless, yet they prosper. And the rights of the needy, they do they not judge? Shall I not visit thee? Right? Shall I not visit thee for these things? Right? Say the Lord. Shall not my soul be avenged on such a nation? A wonderful and horrible thing is committed. Their prophets prophesy falsely, and their priest spirit rules by their means. And my people love to have it so. And what will I do? What will ye do in the end thereof? See? So what will you do, and journalists, in the end, man? See? Because you have led your people astray. And yes, a lot of the churches also, man, are on board. See? And unjoyless, you'll be seen as even a prophet also. A prophet and these churches also, man. Right? But a false one. Because anyone will tell you the word prophesy means to say before. So anyone prophesying of things that are to come, right? You've been deemed as a prophet. You see me? Unjoyless prophesying, you know what I mean? Are promising peace, you know what I mean? And prosperity and all of these things. You know? But a lot of something different, man. Alright, let's get another scripture. This is Ezekiel 13 and verse 4. Start verse 4. It says, O Israel, thy prophets are like foxes in the desert. They have not gone up into the gaps. Right? So they have not gone up into the gaps, neither made up the edges of the house of Israel to stand in the battle in the day of the Lord, man. Right? Because there's a spiritual battle, man. And if you is a man of the Lord, man, as you deem the nation God-fearing people, you know what I mean? Jamaican this, Jamaican that. You know, you have prayer breakfast like every year or such, you know, for pray for the nation. You see me? So you deem yourself as a, you know, wise and understanding people in yourself, you know, self-righteous, right? See? It's a, you have not gone up in the, so yeah, so you haven't gone up in the gaps, man. You haven't prepared Israel for the day of the Lord, man, so the Lord can meet them, right? Because the Lord is coming, man. But you're not prepared. You have put Israel to sleep, you know. They have seen vanity and lying divination, saying the Lord, that the Lord had sent them, and they have not made, right? The Lord sent them, right? And the Lord had not sent them. And they made others to hope that they would confirm the word, right? Have ye not seen? It's like he said, ye have not seen a vision have ye not spoken, right? It's like, let me read that again. Have ye not seen a vain vision, and have ye not spoken a lying divination, whereas ye say the Lord said, howbeit I have not spoken, right? Therefore, thus saith the Lord, because ye have spoken vanity and seen lying divination, behold, I am against you, saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashim. Right, and my hand shall come upon the prophets that seen vanity, right, and that divine lies, and they have not been in the assembly of my people, neither have they written in the writing of the house of Israel, neither shall enter into the land of Israel, and ye shall know that I am the Lord thy God. You know, whoever this time around, all people have to get put out, you know what I mean, and return, born back into the kingdom, you know, being refreshed, you understand? So with that, you know, what this lesson was edifying. This was that right there. So I want to give our praise and honor and glory to Yahweh Hashem and Haushai. Hashem Kodash. To be honest to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to you brothers in the highways and the byways, preaching, teaching this word in sincerity and in truth. Shalom.